documents in it, you have so, so first one uh, uh, recording research of RE coverage is target is assigned main beyond advisor, and this by the first it's height built in records management place where you explain. A student who does not have RSCMS RS committee entered will only see advice mentioned here or as many co-advisors is there in research. But the internal members are nominated as a part of the research supervisory committee. And next, the registration or registration for Desert. Here, this is in banner, and students are required to register for the testing course in banner for all semesters, including summer semester, which is the qualifying exam. The milestone is administratively by the college. So required to register for the WE course in banner to receive a looking to qualify exam student in management. So registration for the is mandatory. Only when you take results. Let's see the WQA form. So how the form like milestone will be PhD there is submit link. Once submit link is it will get the written qualifying exam form, wherein you can sell the three top areas for which you can receive exam. So very simple to go on to the form. Here, the research, the quickly once based you submit form and basically goes to the advisor and followed by the department, and once is approved, the status of this particular milestone is changed and it is topics approved. When you click on to click, you can find what are the finalized the full approved topics as we can approve a stream. Now, WQA is a paid exam. Once the exam is graded and the grades are finalized, the milestone status is changed to grade assigned, and this is updated in TMS. First proposal exam. This milestone is also administratively managed by the colleges. Students require for the PhD research proposal examination course in banner in order to be allocated the PhD RP exam milestone in the thesis management system. Let's look at the form. So again, this is a very simple form. You have the PhD research proposal exam milestone. When you click on submit, it launches a form where you can upload your PhD research proposal. Okay. Once you upload the form and submit it, it goes to the advisor for approval. And once the advisor approves it, a copy of this approved proposal is then sent to the research proposal exam committee, which is the exam committee which includes your main advisor, your co-advisors, your RSC members, and a chair. The chair of this exam committee is nominated by the associate dean in consultation with your department chair. Okay, so once the a proposal is approved, a copy of the proposal is sent by the system to the research proposal exam committee, and also a task is assigned to the college admin assistant who will be scheduling the research proposal examination. And once the scheduling process is done, an invite is sent out to all the members, including the student, all the RPEC members and the student, confirming the date, time, and the location of the examination. Now, all the members of the RPEC will have access to complete the examination form or the evaluation form after the PhD research proposal examination. Once the evaluation form is completed and once the chair confirms the outcome, you will be able to see the feedback or comments of the exam committee members. So as you can see, in this particular screen, the exam form is the student has received a task to revise the research proposal and submit it. And in the approval history of the form, the student can find all the comments of the RSC member or the RPEC members, and accordingly the student can make revisions to the research proposal, attach it here, and then submit it. Once this is submitted, it again goes back to all the members of the RPEC for their review and approval. So this is about the research proposal examination milestone. Next, we go to the dissertation progress milestone. This milestone is assigned in all semesters following successful completion of the PhD RPE until the student's final defense. This is how the form looks like. The students have to click on submit link and launch the form, attach the progress report and submit it. This goes to the advisor for approval. Once it's approved, the advisor then also schedules the dissertation progress presentation by inviting all the RSC members. Once the scheduling is completed by the advisor, all the members of the RSC as well as the student will receive a calendar invite on the presentation date, time, as well as the location. The RSC members will then complete an evaluation form, which is basically after your presentation. They will be evaluating you on your presentation as well as on the progress report that you have submitted. And once the evaluation form is completed by all members of the committee, then it will be then you will be able to see the comments in your milestone when you click on the details link. So when you click on the details link, you will be able to see what was submitted and at what date the presentation was scheduled and what were the comments of the RSC members, main advisor, co-advisor, etc. So this is about the dissertation progress milestone. The next is the intent to graduate, which is basically a task that students require to complete in Banner to confirm if they plan to graduate in the next semester. So this particular task is done in Banner. Now, intent to defend is a task in thesis management system, and it is completed by the student a semester prior to the dissertation defense of the student. So basically, the thesis management system will identify all the students who are expected to defend their dissertation in the following semester. And a semester before, an intent to defend task is sent to such students. Students can come once you students have an access to complete the task. This is how the task looks like. You can either say yes, I'm going to defend the dissertation next semester, or you can say no. Depending on your response, I mean, whatever is your response, the request then goes to the advisor for his or her approval. So if you decide not to defend your dissertation in the following semester, or if your advisor thinks that you are not ready, then you will require to extend your study period by one more semester by completing the exception to policy request on the KU portal. And if you decide that you want to defend your dissertation, and if your advisor thinks that you are ready for defending your dissertation, then the appropriate milestones for final dissertation defense will be allocated to you in the following semester. So this is all about the intent to defend task. We go to the next, and that is notification of intent to submit dissertation for examination. So if a student confirms that he or she plans to defend the dissertation in the next semester, and if the advisor approves, then this particular milestone, PhD notification of intent, is allocated to the student. The student is then requires to access this milestone and submit the abstract and table of contents. So this abstract and table of contents that is submitted over here will be shared with the external examiners. Um, uh, all the PhD students will have an external examiner examining their final thesis and will be a part of the examination committee. So in this particular notification of intent, the students are required to submit the dissertation abstract and table of contents, which is going to be shared not only with the examination committee but also with the external examiner. Okay, in this form, students also have an access to indicate if you require to defer access to the dissertation. This is normally requested by students if in case there is any confidential material in the dissertation, or if you have filed for patent. So that you have to just click on this checkbox, put in the if you want to defer access, and you can either copy paste your abstract and table of contents or add it as an attachment here and submit. This then further goes for approval to the main advisor, and the main advisor then also nominates the external examiners, and the nominations of the external examiner requires further approvals from the department chair, associate dean, and the dean of graduate studies. So next is the dissertation defense and final submission. So these processes happen normally in the last semester of the student. Let's look at the TMS form. So this is the form for submission of dissertation for examination. When you click on the submit link, you'll see it's a very simple form. You basically have to click on add attachment and upload your the dissertation which you'll be submitting for examination. This dissertation, once approved by your advisor, will be submitted to all members of the dissertation defense committee, including the external examiner. So once you submit the dissertation for examination, it goes to the advisor for approval, and if the advisor approves it, then you are required to generate a Turnitin report. There's a course in Blackboard that is created for students to upload their theses or dissertation and generate a Turnitin report. You require to attach the full thesis Turnitin report and submit. So this is the request comes back to you if it is approved for submitting the Turnitin report. Okay, so this is what happens with regards to the submission of thesis for submission of dissertation for examination milestone. Now, the dissertation examination for all students is managed or organized by the Graduate Studies Office. And all members of the dissertation examination committee, which includes your main advisor, co-advisors, RSC members, any external member, external RSC member or an external co-advisor, as well as a chair. So the dissertation defense is chaired by a faculty who is nominated by the associate dean, again in consultation with the department chair. The external examiner is also part of the dissertation defense committee. So the Graduate Studies Office organizes the dissertation examination and will send out the calendar invite through the thesis management system to all the members of the dissertation defense committee, including the student. So with this calendar invite will have information on the exam date, time, as well as the location. Once the dissertation examination is completed and after the dissertation examination forms or evaluation forms are completed by the exam committee, the decision of the dissertation defense committee is available for students in their TMS login. So when you go to dissertation evaluation, you'll be able to see the DDC decision, and when you click on details, you'll be able to see the you will be able to see the feedback or the comments or the list of revisions provided by all members of the dissertation defense committee. So, students are then expected to review the list of revisions and corrections and accordingly make changes to the dissertation and finalize it and then submit it for archival. So we go to the next. So this is the final dissertation submission milestone. This is allocated to students if they pass the examination. So if the student gets a pass or pass with minor correction as a decision, then the final dissertation submission milestone is allocated. When you click on submit, you'll be able to see this particular form in which you'll have to attach the revised dissertation, which includes all the corrections, revisions recommended by the exam committee, a copy of the PowerPoint presentation slides that were used for the dissertation defense, as well as the Turnitin report. This is the second time that you will be running your dissertation and generating a Turnitin report. So this is so these three documents are required to be attached and submitted. This would further go to the department chair, the advisor for approval. And once the advisor approves and confirms that the dissertation has included all the revisions recommended by the exam committee, it will go to all members of the dissertation defense committee for their review and approval. And then it will be submitted to, and then it comes back to GSO for checking the format, and if there's any issue with the format or the usage of the front matter pages, we will be returning it back to you for corrections. After GSO, this milestone also requires approval of the associate dean and the dean of graduate studies. So this is about the final dissertation submission milestone. Okay. Students also have an access to the thesis title change request, and this can be accessed in your when you log into your to thesis management system. You'll be able to see a change icon. When you click on the change icon, it will launch a thesis title change form. There is why do we have this thesis title change? So we have noticed that that sometimes students require to change the wordings or the terminologies used within the thesis title in order to correctly represent the research work of the student, or even the written material of the thesis needs to be represented correctly, and so that therefore the wordings either needs to be changed or there has to be some adjustments made. So in order to make such changes, the change of thesis title request is available to the students. Now, one point that needs to be noted here is that this particular change of thesis title cannot be raised in order to change the research project. The research project allocated to the student is finalized by the project allocation committee, and that's final. If you want to change the research project, there's a totally different process to follow. This particular request over here is only for changing the title of the thesis and not for changing the research project. So once you launch this particular change of thesis title, you can put in the new proposed title along with the justification. This goes for approval to the main advisor, department chair, associate dean, and as well as the dean of graduate studies. So this is, I think, yeah. So I think we are done with the slides. For any technical support or any technical issue that you face with regards to the thesis management system, please write to the IT service desk. If you have any queries with regards to the process, please send an email to Graduate Studies Office and we're happy to help you. With regards to the system, we plan to launch it within this week. So hopefully within a day or two, you should be receiving email notifications for any pending, it would be for students who plan to defend their theses defend their dissertation in fall 22 semester. They would start receiving notifications of intent to defend, etc., within this week itself. The students can very well log into the thesis management system and check if they are if everything in their login page looks good, if they can see their RSC committee members, or if there's any information that you think needs updation or is not correct, please send an email to Graduate Studies Office and we will look into it. I think. Thank you so much for your patience. I will now open the floor for questions. Are there any questions?
Hello, doctor. I'm Syed. I just wanted to understand, like, since I've already completed my proposal exam, so how will I be part of this system, or whether my previous records will be updated in this?
Your previous records will not be available in the thesis management system. You will be able to see in your home page or everything with regards to your thesis title, your RSC members, co-advisors, main advisors. All that information will be there. But the milestones that were completed on paper, those are not going to be available in the system. If you have completed your proposal milestone, then the next milestone, which is, and if you have successfully completed it, then the next milestone, which is dissertation progress milestone, should appear for you for the fall semester. Now, all the students will be allocated, all the students who are registered for theses in summer will be allocated a summer research progress milestones. This milestone does not have any deliverable. This milestone is to indicate that students are supposed to do their research work during summer, and a grade will be assigned by the end of hopefully before the grade due date, which is before the end of this month. A grade will be allocated to the student through the thesis management system. So you'll be able to see your grades in banner. So in short,
Okay,
to answer your question, the previous milestones of all students which have been completed, which were completed on paper base, that is WQE or RPE, will not be available in thesis management system. But from now on, once we launch, everything from now on will be captured in the system.
thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Hi. Faris Salawa, you have a question?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I would like to ask, I opened the thesis management system, and
Mhm.
what I see there is my data from my master's. How do I access the data from my PhD?
Yes, Faris, as I said, we are launching the system now. So hopefully within a day or two, our target is before the end of this week. So early next week, you should log in and see if you can check and see your PhD details there, PhD project details there. So currently, only the masters will be available for the students who were on the system for masters. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Abdulaziz, you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Sumi, for the nice detailed presentation. And I think some of the questions already were answered by you. I have a few questions. So, in regards for part-time students, you mentioned that for the summers they need to also update their TPR. I don't know that's relevant for part-time students, because
No,
part-time students they are not. Yeah, sorry.
yeah. So
Go ahead.
for part-time students, registration for dissertation in summer is not mandatory. But if you register, but there are students who continue with their research work in summer, and such students are advised to register for dissertation in summer semester, and accordingly, the summer research milestone will be allocated. For all full-time students, the registration for dissertation in summer is mandatory. Does that answer your question, Abdulaziz?
Yes, that answers the question, Nasumi. This is the first one. The second question is that I have a question about the way you access the system. I don't know where I could access it. Maybe I
If
didn't
you go,
understand.
yeah, if you go to KU portal, I can just check if I can take you back to that slide. Yeah. So if you go to KU portal, you will be able to see applications, e-services, and guidelines. So click on applications, and you can see under student management, thesis management system.
Okay, that's very clear. So you mentioned that previous work won't be reflected, like research proposal examination that was completed and written qualifying exam already won't be reflected in the system.
It won't be
But
reported.
yes, but that won't create an issue near the graduation time.
No,
Or how could we
Abdulaziz.
have the record officially registered also in the system?
For all those examinations which were paper-based, we will still maintain those records as paper-based, and we have all those records within the colleges, as well as we have archived the records in with the Graduate Studies Office. So moving forward, we'll have all the milestones that are allocated recorded in thesis management system. The previous ones, it's we wouldn't be able, you will not be able to access any of those records in the thesis management system.
Okay, that's thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Faraz, you have one more. Okay, Johanna.
This was waiting before me.
Okay, Faraz, do you have a question?
No, thank you. I just forgot to
Sure.
move the reason.
Sure.
Okay. Can I ask my question, Ms. Sumi?
Sure, Johanna.
Okay, thank you for the presentation, first of all. I just have two questions. One is about the intent to graduate. Will we be given a notification first, or should we go and do it on banner, or how does it work for the intent to graduate for those graduating in fall, like my case, next fall?
Intent to graduate. We were waiting for the training to be completed in order to send out the timelines. So hopefully tomorrow we will be sending out the graduation timelines for all the students for masters and PhD. You'll be able to see the deadline for intent to graduate in the graduation timeline. So by that deadline, you can log into Banner and complete the intent to graduate.
All right, okay. And my second question is on the external advisor you mentioned. If we didn't have one in the research proposal, do we have to look for an external advisor, or will the GSO arrange one for us? Or I don't understand about the external advisor point you mentioned.
Okay, the external advisor is different, and external examiner is different.
External examiner, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I meant external examiner.
Okay, all PhD students will have an external examiner nominated for the dissertation defense. Okay, this happens either in the most likely it will be happening in the semester prior to the dissertation examination, and at that stage, once you confirm that you intend to defend, the nominations will come in from the main advisor, and which requires approval from again the department, the college, the graduate studies office, etc. So in order to brief you, there are two external examiners that are nominated. And then once it's approved, then Graduate Studies Office starts inviting the external examiners to attend or to examine the dissertation of our student. This once the external examiner accepts the invitation, then they become a part of the student's dissertation defense committee. Now, this external examiner is a person who will only come into the picture for the dissertation examination, whereas external co-advisors or external RSA members are faculty members or people or industry experts who would be there as a part of your research supervisory committee anytime. That could be from the time the project is allocated to you or from the time the research supervisory committee has been formed. Okay,
Okay.
they would also be a part of your dissertation examination. But even though you have an external co-advisor and external examiner, an external examiner will be nominated for the dissertation examination.
I see. I see. So this will all happen after the intent to defend is
Yes,
done.
yes. After a student confirms the student's intention to defend dissertation in the following semester, at that stage,
Yes.
all this process kicks in, and that's why we have a deadline for these processes. And it's very important for students to not delay, because
Yes.
contacting the external examiners and arranging the examination, especially for large number of students, is quite difficult, and delay can really, delaying by the student or by anyone in this process can cause a huge impact.
I see. I see. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Summer.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah. Rahat, you have a question?
Yeah, thank you very much for a nice presentation. I have a question like, can we access the system outside UAE if we go for some holiday or something?
Yes, yes. As long as you have an internet connection, you can access the system. You do not require a VPN connection to access the system.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Aisha, you have a question?
Yes, Ms. Sumi. I have a question regarding the progress reports. Do they replace the advisor's evaluation at the end of each semester?
Advisor's evaluation. The progress report collects the feedback and the evaluation of all members of your RSC, including the advisor. After collecting all the evaluation, which it is going to be made available to the student so that the student knows what is the feedback of the RSC committee on the research progress of the student. Towards the end of every semester, when a student is doing the research progress milestone, on the dissertation progress milestone, the advisor is then allocated the task to assign grade. So a grading task will be assigned, which will be and which the advisor will require to refer back to the dissertation progress milestone completed by the student, and then accordingly give a grade.
So do we have to put like our own KPIs, let's say every semester, and then at the end of the semester we evaluate whether we have met those KPIs or not?
That depends on your research and your advisor. If the advisor wants you to complete a particular task in a particular semester, or has a plan for you, then probably he or she wants you to achieve that and accordingly evaluate you. So that totally depends on the research work that you're doing and the advisor.
Okay, because this is actually quite new to me. I'm not sure if this involves even all students, because I have joined in 2018, and so this applies to everyone, right?
Aisha, you have joined the PhD program in fall 18, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is applicable to you as well. And you have a research supervisory committee, right? So
Yeah.
this is applicable to all PhD students from fall 18 onwards.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Jawahar, you have a question? Jawahar,
Yes, thank you,
yes.
Sumi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
please.
have, first of all, I joined late, so I would kindly request you to share with us the recording if you don't mind.
Sure, sure. I will be sharing the recording and the presentation slides with all the students, hopefully, if not today, latest by tomorrow.
Okay, so I have another question regarding the external examiner. So is there like a certain criteria for the selection of the external examiner?
There are some criterias which the advisors need to keep in mind before while selecting the examiners, external examiners, and that's pretty much standard, and those guidelines are made available to the main advisors. So when they are completing this form, they have the guidelines that are available for them to look into, and then
Okay, so
nominate.
it's only one examiner. So I've been hearing you saying examiners. So it's just
So
one examiner, external examiner, right?
there will be only one external
Yeah,
examiner
okay.
for your dissertation defense. However, at the time of nomination, the main advisor will require to nominate two external examiners, because
Okay.
in case there's one who does not agree to, does not accept the invitation or is too busy and can't come for the dissertation examination, then we
There
immediately
is a
go and
backup.
approach,
Yeah.
yeah, we approach the second one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So, like in my case, two of my internal examiners left our university. So in that case, what is the procedure?
Okay, so they are part of your RSC, right?
Yes.
Okay, your main advisor will require to replace those the faculty who are leaving or who have left with new faculty members. Your main advisor can log into Thesis management system as soon as we launch the system, which is within this week. So early next week, your main advisor can log into Thesis management system and access your records and replace the faculty members who are leaving or who have left.
But that, like, after discussing the potential, let's say, examiners with the student, right? Because as per the policy that I've read, like the RC members, like has to be selected based on a decision between the student and the advisor.
Yes, so that's something which we're expecting all the advisors and students to follow. But I'm only talking about where you need to where the advisor will have to go and take an action in such a situation. The advisor has to access the student record in TMS and make and request a change of RSC committee of the student, which will further go for approvals. Of course, nomination or replacing a faculty who is an RSC committee member, or nomination of or appointment of an RSC committee of a student is always done in discussion with the student.
All right. So you've been talking about the the dissertation progress milestone.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to submit a report.
Yes.
I missed that part. If you don't mind repeating it.
So I can take you back.
Because till to date, like I've never submitted any report.
Okay, I'm not sure why that has happened, but students are expected to submit a progress report every semester following the successfully completing the research proposal examination.
The thing is, we do like this like a progress meeting with the advisor. Like we update the advisor with all of the progress that has been done for each semester. So that's done like since I joined the PhD, which is in 2019.
Okay, that is something that students can do until they complete the research proposal examination. But after the research proposal examination is completed, every semester the student has to formally prepare a progress report and submit it, and the student requires to present the progress report to the RSC committee members. This is mandatorily required, and it is also mentioned, this particular milestone in detail is mentioned in the graduate catalog. So that is the reason why we allocate this as a milestone to the student and ensure and we I mean it's a place for us to record whether the student has submitted the report, whether the presentation was scheduled, what was the evaluation of the RSC members. All these things are required to be done. So if it's not been done, then at least now everyone should start doing it.
Because this was announced like later. Like I've completed my the proposal and everything. Nothing has been announced regarding the DPR. Then later on, we get to know about DPR.
Okay, this information has been there in the catalog for I think at least two years now. So I'm not sure how and why students have not heard about it.
I don't hear you. I cannot hear you. Okay, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now yes.
Okay, so the dissertation progress milestone is has always been there in the catalog for at least for 2 years, and it was, I mean, since the time the graduate catalog was put together, this was always mentioned as a milestone that the students have to achieve following the RPE examination. So this, if this, I mean, again, I can only talk about the future now. From here onwards, all students who have successfully completed the RPE examination will require to do the dissertation progress report and presentation milestone, in which they have to
And
not only submit
and
the.
that has to be conducted like in front of all of the RC members.
Yes, yes, it's
And
as I said.
when you say RC members, you mean the advisor, co-advisor, including the examiners, or just
RSC members.
co-advisor?
Okay, RSC members are your advisor, co-advisor, and the committee members. That there are two faculty, two additional faculty who are nominated as a part of your research supervisory committee. So it's so it is the peer advisor, co-advisor, and two additional faculty members who also form a part of the RSC. In front of all of them, a presentation needs to be made by the student on the progress report.
I see. But like, who follows up with the, regarding the RC members? Like for me, like recently I got to know that the two of my examiners left already.
Okay,
Supposed to
is
defend semester, yeah. Like
you're supposed to.
I'm supposed to defend next semester.
Okay, so this is an urgent issue now, and by early next week, Jawahar, you should remind your main advisor to replace the faculty who have left, so that your records have faculty who are presently working in the university. And with regards to your question on who follows up, it is the collective responsibility of the student and the main advisor to ensure that all their records are up to date. So if there's any question on this, you can always write to us, to GSO, and we are happy to help you out. But if there's any faculty leaving for some reason, there's a change in the RSC RSC committee, that
But
needs your
Sunny,
record needs to be
sometimes we don't
updated.
have access to such information, like who left the university and who's staying. Like it happens suddenly.
This information is available within the department. Right. So a department knows who are the faculty who are currently working in the department and who are leaving. So as your main advisor is belonging to the department, it should not be very difficult for you to get access to this information, or your advisor to get access to this information.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Marios?
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Marius.
Yes, thank you very much for this presentation. As other students have mentioned, I joined in fall 2018, and I've already gotten a semester extension. And as other students have mentioned, I haven't had to do this progress report like with the RSC members, besides giving a presentation to the department this semester, like as part of Seminar 2 course. In any case, next semester, like in the coming fall semester, I'm defending my thesis. So will that be the progress report?
No. Next semester. So once the system is launched, Marius, you should be receiving a task called Intent to Defend, wherein you can confirm whether you are planning to defend your dissertation in the fall 22 semester. If you confirm yes, if you confirm that you are going to defend, and if your advisor approves your intention to defend, then we will be following the other steps, that is nomination of the external examiners. We assigned the notification of intent to submit your abstract and table of contents, etc. And we'll move ahead with organizing the examination so that you can defend your thesis in the fall 22 semester. Now, with your question with regards to the earlier milestones, again, as I said, that cannot be recorded in thesis management system. These milestones are. Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, now I can.
Yeah. So these milestones were already were there, and students and faculty were expected to ensure that these milestones are are being done, or are being completed by the student. But yes, with regards to the dissertation, as soon as the system is launched, you should be receiving the task to complete your intent to defend.
Okay, and when I receive this and I fill out the abstract and table of contents, can that be modified until the thesis submission, or is this the final
No,
abstract? And
what you submit in the notification of intent is a draft version. Okay, but
drafts? Okay, okay.
all I wanted to all I wanted to make it clear was whatever you submit here in this in the abstract and table of contents, that is all what is going to be shared with the external examiner. So if you can, it's best for students to ensure that they put in good information, or the the most recent version of the draft, so that the external examiner, because the external examiner will read through the abstract and the table of contents to know what is basically the research about before they make a decision. So it's an important piece of information that would be going out to an external party.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Narek, do you have a question?
Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I have a quick question regarding seminar 2. So typically, that's when we were aware that after the proposal, we have to present our progress usually to the RSC members and to the public. So for that term, can that be considered as the progress report or the progress presentation for that term? When we do the seminar 2?
Okay, so the milestones, the research milestones are not linked with your seminar. Okay, firstly. Secondly, we are talking about the dissertation progress milestone, right?
That's the presentation part where we have to present our progress in that term to the RSC members and to the whole, yeah.
Okay, that this happens every semester after the dissertation research proposal examination. So this needs to be done every semester. It's not just
but
one
for the
semester
for the seminar semester, for the seminar semester specifically, can that be considered as the presentation?
We cannot consider the presentation of a seminar to be a part of the dissertation progress report and presentation, because this because there's a evaluation form that follows with committee members, and it does not require public presentation. This is for the RSC members to evaluate the research, the progress of your research, and probably give some comments or some feedback in case certain things needs to be changed, or you need to follow a different methodology. So all these things happen differently. I'm not sure what I mean with regards to seminar, what are the things that you do, but this is definitely not related to the seminar.
Okay, because that is exactly, I think, what we do in seminar 2 for that, when we present, when the RSC members show up. So that's why I was asking if that's the same thing for that term. But okay, got it. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Hello, hi, Ibobek. Do you have a question?
I have a question in terms of that. I have checked the banner, and there is a point I see in the student part. It says, "Tell us when you plan to graduate." When I press that one, I see only the last term. I see only the summer 2022. So in that case, I should actually press fall 2022, right? But that point, I cannot find that point. So that's the question I'm just want to know.
The expected to graduate semester in banner is managed by the registration office. So if you have any questions on that, or if you think the information over there is not correct, you can just write to the registration office about it.
So it's specifically because in my account it's not a period, right?
I'm not sure, because as I said, this expected to graduate field in banner is not managed by my office, and it's not managed through thesis management system. It's managed by the registration office. So if you think that there has to be some changes there, please write to them.
But we need to mention not the summer. We need to mention fall, right?
Yes, yes. Students are expected to defend their dissertation during the regular semesters. Now, some of the students do defend their dissertations or their theses in the summer semesters. That is on exceptional basis when they are unable to do the defense in the spring semester. Then they have to again go for an extension to their study period by completing the exception to policy request on KU portal.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
regular
But
semesters, what should
in
be
my case,
selected?
in my case, I joined it in January 2019. So that means the next semester is supposed to be the defense, right?
If for full-time students, it is 4 years, that is 8 semesters. The 8th semester is the expected semester for defense.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Adriano. Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thanks. So then I would like to ask one question first about this dissertation progress report, which is supposed to be done every semester. Is there any official deadline by GSO or by the university before which we have to deliver this?
Yes, so as soon as the milestone is allocated to a student, which is normally the first day of classes, an email notification will be sent on the allocation of the milestone, and a deadline will be mentioned in that email notification by when the milestone needs to be completed. This information will also be reflected in your thesis management system when you log in. So, Adriana, you can, if you plan to do or if you are in the stage where you require to do the dissertation progress presentation milestone in fall on the first day of the fall semester, you can just wait and see if you receive the email notification, or you can even log into thesis management system and see the milestone that is allocated as well as the due date. So along with the milestone, we'll also be mentioning the due date by when the students require to complete the milestone.
I see, right. So now, since right now we are in the summer semester is not included.
No, summer semester, as I mentioned earlier, it's the summer research progress milestones. There are no deliverables in this particular summer semester. It's not basically because it's a very short semester, and students are expected to continue doing their research work, and that's monitored by or that's supervised by their main advisor, presenting a report and scheduling a presentation with the RSC committee is very difficult during the summer semesters because most of them take leave and most of the faculty are away, and that's the reason why we have kept the summer semester as a semester where the student continues the research work. There is the students register for theses. There is a grade that is allocated, but the deliverables are not required.
I see, right. So lastly, then, in the same way as, for example, the research proposal examination is organized by GSO, and you are in charge of verifying whether all the RSC members attend. Is that the same case for the DPR?
No. So research proposal examination is not managed by GSO. GSO only manages or organizes the final dissertation defense. So the research proposal examination is organized by the respective college. So if you belong to the College of Engineering, the College of Engineering Dean's Office will be taking care of it, or the College of Arts and Science Dean's Office will be managing the scheduling of research proposal examination. With regards to the dissertation presentation, it is the main advisor who schedules the dissertation progress presentation.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Yes, Jabahar. Jabahar, do you have a question?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So mode of delivery for this coming semester. I mean the defense. So it will be online or like
it is going to be in person. So all the dissertation examinations will be scheduled on campus, either the main campus or on the SAN campus. Auditoriums need to be booked. Public presentations will be scheduled for students, and invitations will be sent out to the student community to attend the dissertation public presentation. External examiners, most likely, I mean, we hope we do not have further wave of COVID, but we plan to physically bring them to the university to evaluate the students' dissertation.
Okay. Thank you, Somi.
Any other question? Feel free to write to my office if you have further questions. It's 3 o'clock. If there's, I can wait for another minute or two in case someone wants to ask a question. Otherwise, you can always write to my office, GSO.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry I joined late. I just want to ask about number 6, the progress report. We need to submit it to who? To GSO or to our committee?
Progress report. So if you're allocated the dissertation progress report milestone, the report that you submit on thesis management system will be going to your advisor for approval, and then if it's approved, then it will be sent. The system will be sending it to all the members of your research supervisory committee, a copy of the approved proposal. Okay, approved report, and you'll require to present it to the RSC committee. So you don't require to submit it to GSO, but whatever report you submit is forwarded to the committee.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Marius.
Sorry, one last quick question. Do you know if for the next semester the defenses will be on Teams or in person? Is there any?
We plan to have all the examinations on campus. We plan to invite all the external examiners to physically come to the university to attend the dissertation examinations of our students. We plan to have all the dissertation public presentations to be held on campus in the auditoriums, and we'll be sending out invitations for the community to attend these presentations. So we plan to have all of the examination process to be how it was conducted pre-COVID on campus.
All right, thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you so much for joining in. It was a pleasure to see all of you here. Feel free to write to my office in case you have any further questions. At least all and that's very much it. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.